Hello everybody, welcome to the Grand Akeem channel. This is your match reaction for the Borussia Dortmund and Fluminense. I think I'm saying it right, Fluminense game. Before we get into the reaction and my thoughts on the game, because it'll be a quickie video because the game was a bit of a meh kind of game, but we'll talk about it here. If you are just tuning in to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, we talk about Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and I guess the Bundesliga in general, because I am such a massive fan of the Bundesliga. I coined myself the Bundesliga enthusiast. Make sure to subscribe. Check me out on my socials. Accra Akeem is the Twitter. Accra_Akeem is the Instagram and Tickety Talk. If you want to get merch, join the Discord and make a donation. All links are going to be in the video description. And this video is sponsored by Barvita. So if you want some tasty snacks while you watch Dortmund or Bayern throughout this FIFA Club World Cup, head to Barvita's website, link in the video description. Use code GRANT15 for 15% off, and you can use that every single time you order from Barvita. Right, let's get into this one. So it ended 0-0 between Dortmund and Fluminense. If you take a look at Dortmund's group, they have Fluminense, Ulsan HD, Fluminense from Brazil, Ulsan HD from South Korea, and then Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa. So a pretty favorable group for Borussia Dortmund. Heading into this tournament, I would have said Dortmund should probably win this. I thought the Fluminense matchup was going to be probably their most difficult one. I'm expecting them to beat Ulsan and Mamelodi because they're just not as good as Fluminense. But after watching this game, I thought they'd beat Fluminense, but after watching the game, they were really good. Fluminense, I thought they did enough to at least pot one goal past Kobel. He had to make a great save in the second half, but ended up being offsides. But Kobel, he was busy. I can show you the stats here of how everything went down. But overall, a bit disappointed, I guess, from Dortmund. I know it's kind of like their off season, but I was expecting a lot more from them. Fluminense, of course, in the Brazil league, they're in the middle of their season, so I guess they're more in form than Dortmund are. So maybe that had something to do with it as well. But I mean, Dortmund defensively were solid. Kobel played great. Hopefully, he's not injured for the next game because while he was clearing the ball, it was in the second half. A guy from Fluminense ran into his knee. And he actually lied down for a little bit, but hopefully it's not a nagging injury and he can play in the next one because Kobel is massive for this team. Such a great goalkeeper. Here are the stats for this game. Of course, ended 0-0. The moment. This is interesting that Fatma does the momentum. It was a pretty back and forth game. So you had it where Fluminense controlled for a bit, and then Dortmund controlled for a bit, and it was just back and forth. Pretty equal game. I think 0-0 is a fair result. If you take a look at the possession, 54-46 for Dortmund. The XG, 0.65 to 0.23 for Fluminense. Shots, 14-7. Big chances, 1-0 for Fluminense as well. Yeah, if you look at the stat sheets, Fluminense probably would look at this and be like, man, we probably should have gotten a win. I think they'd honestly be a bit disappointed to not get the 3 points from Dortmund. There were definitely goals to be had for them. The Dortmund chances, there just wasn't a big chance really that they had to score. So if you're Dortmund, I think you're disappointed because I don't think they played up to their potential. But it could be so many factors. First game, nerves, off season. Fluminense are in their middle of the season. So I don't want to read too much into this. Let's see how they do against Ulsan and Mamelodi. Did I say that right? Yes, Mamelodi. They should get wins. Hopefully they get on the score sheet a lot in those two games. But yeah, just kind of a meh game. There wasn't really anything crazy or really to say. I think Adeyemi looked pretty good. Colba was great. It was nice to see Jobe Bellingham play. He was on in the second half. He looked decent. He looked pretty good. Expecting big things for this upcoming Bundesliga season out of him. But yeah, just kind of performance. I give credit to Fluminense. I think they played really, really well. These Brazil teams. So we've seen Fluminense, Palmeiras, Botafogo. Is that Flamengo? All the Brazil teams have looked really, really good. So props to them. I wasn't sure what to expect out of those teams because I don't watch that Brazil league. But I've been very, very impressed with how they've looked. So props to all the Brazil teams. Dortmund's next game is against Mamelodi. That's on the 21st, which I believe is a Saturday. Let me double check. Yes, so I will be live on the channel for that game. Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, Dortmund, Mamelodi Sundowns. We'll cover it live. But yeah, that's basically everything I have to say about this game. Just some good things to take away, some bad things I guess that need to work on. Being more sharp in the final third, I think, is probably the big thing that they need to focus on. Defense was pretty good. Goaltending was good. Just fix the final third. Pot some goals against Mamelodi. Hopefully they can kind of get their groove against them, because I do think Mamelodi is the weakest team in this group from South Africa. But curious to see how Ulsan and Mamelodi, that game against each other. I'm curious to see what happens there. This game, Dortmund, Fluminense, they're probably the two teams that are going to advance. So the fact that they got a draw doesn't really mean a whole lot, I don't think. I guess in terms of finishing 1 and 2 in the group, if both Fluminense and Dortmund beat the other two teams, then they'd be tied. And I think it would come down to goal differential to see who's first. And then, just so you guys know, the winner of Group F, so they're in Group F, the winner will face the runner-up of Group E, and then the runners-up of Group F will face the winner of Group E. In Group E, you have River Plate, the Urawa Red Diamonds, Monterrey, and Inter Milan. Expecting Inter Milan to be first, and then either River Plate or Monterrey to be second. So it is very important to be first in the group to have an easier matchup. You'd much rather play River Plate or Monterrey versus Inter Milan. They're a very, very good side, of course. We all know that. So yeah. Also, the debut of Dortmund's new jerseys. I totally forgot about that. I need to know people's thoughts in the comment section down below. Here we go. This is Dortmund's jersey for the Club World Cup. I don't know if it's going to be... This is the jersey for the rest of the season, for this upcoming season. It honestly looks like an asteroid, right? It's a bunch of asteroids. That's what it looks like. It's a little busy, I'll be honest, but when the players wore it today, it looked pretty nice, I'll be honest. It's just an interesting design, really. I'm not sure what it is. Like I said, is it asteroids? And then I don't know what this is supposed to represent. The streaks. Is it like paint drying or whatever? Paint leaking down a shirt? I have no idea. Yeah. Like, just looking at it, when I first saw it online, I'm like, yeah, this probably isn't that great, but it grew on me. When I was watching the game live, it definitely grew on me. So I might get this, I might not. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I think I'd give this like a 7. It's like I like that it's unique and different. That's something I appreciate about jerseys. Like I like the jerseys that just stand out and are different from everyone else. And it's not like just a standard design with Dortmund's colors on it. They did something different, which I appreciate. I like the collar. It's just I don't know what's going on with the asteroids on top, but yeah, I think 7's fair. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. But yeah, that's all I got for you on this one. Let me know also your thoughts on this FIFA Club World Cup. I'm thoroughly enjoying this tournament quite a bit. I've watched like almost every single game. It's been a blast to watch. I wasn't sure if the players were going to take this seriously or not. If, coaches or managers would rest their starting players and just kind of throw out the B team out just because, like, who cares? It's a nothing tournament. But we've seen PSG, they beat Atletico 4-0. You saw Bayern beat Auckland 10-0. These teams are taking it very, very seriously, which is awesome. The atmosphere at every game has been electric, especially these Brazil teams. And then shout out Boca Juniors. They showed out in Miami. It was incredible. Very, very impressed with the traveling fans. And it's been a great tournament so far. I haven't heard any controversies, no drama, which is all very good. So hopefully that continues, and hopefully Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich can make deep runs in this tournament. That'd be great since we are a Bundesliga channel. So hopefully they do well, and we'll wrap it up there. I always like to end every video I do by saying it is such a crazy world out there, so I'm sending all my love, like it says back there, from me to you and to everybody around the world that could use some love. Hope we're doing well. Hope we're doing okay. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And we'll speak to you soon. And we'll see you for an upcoming video on the channel.